Hey there, welcome to this edition of the LA Sports Hub official podcast. We have some special guests joining the show from All Sports Market. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the LA Sports Hub audience, guys.
I'm Bernie Nichols.
Chris Rabelais.
And guys, you guys launched the market last Thursday, so 6 days ago today. Tell us, what the whole process has been like since the launch.
Like any initial business startup, you have to pay close attention to things, the operation of the software, how people react to the interfaces. There's a lot of, no matter how much planning you put into it, there's still things you miss. So there's a lot of adjustments as you watch how people use it.
Mhm.
But there's been a lot of activity. The volume has been pretty good so far. Remember that we don't start paying dividends until the first game of Major League Baseball, so this is a lot of getting prepared for that.
Mhm.
But it's been smooth. No major technical issues, just minor things. Um, we're very satisfied. It's gone well.
And I think for me, obviously I don't do that side with Chris. It's fun for me because I've also had a lot of guys that we've talked about for a long time waiting for this day. And since it's started, talking to my friends and stuff that get on it and play with a little bit, it's exciting for them. So, like I said, I have the fun part. Chris and them still have to iron out some bugs or something, but obviously they're doing a great job at that.
And it's been 13 years in the making, this whole project. So, can you guys give a little depth to what the journey from the inception of the idea has been? What have been some of the rough patches that you guys have overcome in the whole process?
Yeah, it has. I read a lot of stories about this growing up, what it's like to try to come up with a new viable invention.
Hmm.
If I were to sum it up, what was the process like? Grueling, uh, very discouraging at times, especially after the crash of 2009. In the beginning, I mean, if you go all the way back to the idea started in about 2003. Um, I mean, I could fill volumes with all the details, but suffice it to say, you have to be really dedicated. You have to believe in your vision. Our basic vision was that people would invest in sports teams like the stock market. I mean, that's just when you take away all the details.
Hmm.
The concept is that will people would they accept the idea of a sports stock market? That was the bottom line. And when I saw that that worked
Yep.
from 10 years ago, and we got into the crash of 2008, that kept it alive through all the difficulties. Just I knew the idea was a solid idea, and if we could hang on to it long enough, we'd bring it to market. But it's been very difficult. That's the truth to get it here.
And for Bernie, I wanted to ask you just in relation to a sports gambling question. Obviously, maybe some people's first reactions might be this is something like FanDuel or something like DraftKings. What can you tell everyone out there that differentiates all sports market from those guys?
Well, we're absolutely not gambling, which FanDuel and DraftKings are, uh, and we're not fantasy. I think you see with fantasy is you got to build a team. Every game you have to build a different team, different players. Ours is investment. I've always said it best with ours. I don't know any fan, and being around the game and going to different games. Uh, there's so many loyal, dedicated fans that just love their team. It may be the New York Yankees, one of the greatest teams in the league, or one of the worst teams in the league, but they still have their fans, and this gives fans opportunity to buy a piece of their team, whether it's a share for $2 or a share for as much as you can spend. They still own a piece of that team, and they still have invested interest. And every time their team plays, you have that excitement that I own a piece of this team, whether it's just a little piece or a big piece, it doesn't matter. So to me, and with FanDuel and them after the game, if they win, but if they lose their money. That's gambling. I can invest in a team and they can go 0 and 20. Well, I still have my investment. I still own a little piece of this team. So like I said, when I was asked to get involved with this from a sports person, uh,
I think we lost him.
I think
Yeah,
we
I
did.
just come back. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, Bernie, go ahead.
Yeah, so the concept to me is brilliant, and like I said before, I'm not in like Chris every day with the difficult part, but
Uh-huh.
for me, it's amazing fun, and I love what it does for the fans because uh, I have gambled before in sports, and there's nothing worse than paying a bookie X amount of dollars when your team loses. So to me, our concept's brilliant, and once the world finds out about it, they're going to love it.
Uh, and what has the response been from the professional leagues? Obviously, MLB, you guys have been talking to them with this whole launch with baseball, but what about basketball, football, even hockey and other leagues out there?
I know from personally, sorry, Chris, I sat in. Chris and I, we went in and met with Mr. Bettman, Bill Daly, the NHL, and I remember the first thing Mr. Bettman said to me is this gambling? And when I said, assured them, no, it's not gambling, then they were excited. But we got great feedback from them.
Right.
And then I'm not sure, Chris, was it baseball we talked to or basketball, but the same thing. We weren't where we were supposed to be yet, but the feedback was great. And when Chris will tell you, the concept as far as paying or giving back to the leagues, once again, I think it's just brilliant. And Chris, you can take it from there.
Yeah, the most significant meeting that we had was, I think it was 2007 with baseball. We pitched the idea, basically the whole concept, to the president in New York. At the time, that was. Do you remember the name, Bernie? His name?
Was it Joel or was Joel basketball?
No, this
Yeah,
was. His name escapes me, but he was the president of
yeah,
the league at the time, and we were kind of still finding our way through how to design the product and how this was all going to work. But we knew there had to be some kind of a relationship with the leagues, revenue sharing, kind of not just revenue sharing, give them the whole picture, how it's going to benefit, bring in more fans, cause more fan engagement, and then direct revenue sharing. We
Right.
laid all that out, and Bernie can tell you it was go get it done, go figure out
yes,
the details and come back and talk to us. And we were in that process of doing all that when the economy collapsed. So we set the stage.
Yeah.
We've now come
Wow.
back around. Yeah, we've come back around to put the market back up. We still have it set up to share the revenues just like we told them previously. So we now have the working configuration of what we told them we would get. So
Hmm.
it's time now to go back and bring them all back in.
Was there any red tape you guys had to go through in terms of any legalistic issues with the state of California or otherwise?
On this particular model, the way we've launched it, no.
And is there any plan to put any sort of logo or ticker maybe on a sports page or on a jersey in the near future?
Yes, that's part of the league package, getting a formal arrangement with the leagues, so that they will understand the value of putting that information through their existing marketing channels, be it
Right.
jersey, patches, insignia on their websites or whatever. That's easy.
Hmm.
It's simple for them. All that stuff is already there.
Yeah.
So yes, that's our intention because it will help build the volume, which will of course increase their income, and it will make the market work better. And it's just like the stock market. I mean, you see people publish their stock tickers, on advertising materials. Why do they do that? Well, they do that because everybody wins from that. I mean, you want the customers to know that the stock is traded, and I mean, everybody wins. So it's the same concept.
And Bernie, if you could talk a little bit about the certificates, Jason shared with me that the fans that are involved in the stock market will have the chance to have their own sort of certificate signifying that they own a piece of a certain team, whether it's NBA, baseball, hockey, whatever it is. Has that been a really good connector so far for you guys so far?
oh yes. I think anytime uh, you engage with fans and when you have a concept like we have, it's always welcome, and I think you see the excitement when you're talking to fans, whether it's, people, people think it's just guys, sports, women, there's more. Kings fans, women Kings fans that are nowadays there's as many women fans as there are guys, and just to see the excitement that they have to think that I'm going to have a certificate here of I own a piece of it, whatever their favorite team is. It's very exciting.
And the launch for baseball was last week. When do you guys plan to launch for the other sports?
We're setting that schedule now. It's going to be the fall. The first one that we know for sure is going to be football, and the target date is the 1st of August. And probably the next, we're going to go through the whole rest of the 4 main sports as they open their seasons. But we're kind of working through those details now. The one I can tell you for sure is football.
And is there a way for fans to reach out to you on social media or get involved right now?
That's probably best addressed by Bernie. If you're talking about me personally, not me, but the application itself and the website, yes. Allsportsmarket.com, and I'm pretty sure, right? Bernie, what does Jason have you promote? I'm not sure.
Well, it's allsportsmarket.com is the one, but we're all doing Facebook, Twitter, anybody we know that has a lot of social media people. We're asking them. We're doing. I know I'm doing a TSN, I think, on Friday in Canada with all their different locations. We'll do anything we can anywhere just to get the word out. And like I say, we never turn down anything. We're open to trying to find any way to get the word out, and that's what we're doing every day.
Is there any last note that you guys want to give out to the fans that are watching?
Yeah, just that this is a new concept. I know that there will be many people that are skeptical, understandably skeptical.
Right.
We have nothing to hide. We've been working on this a long time. It's been good faith all around. Our policy is transparency, and it's to build something that is beneficial for everyone. I would say, ask your questions. We want the public to ask questions, hard questions. It will stand that. I mean, the idea will survive inspection. So please ask what you want to ask. And if you don't, if you're not comfortable right now putting money in, I understand. That's fine. That's why we have the free side of the market that will let you play, and with no money, with just play money. So just test it out. Test it out. Tell us what you think, and help us improve it. And again, the main thing is, and why we've taken this to the public like this, is we want the questions. We understand the skeptical nature of the public, and more so now with all the things that are going on and with all the troubles in daily fantasy. So just bring your skepticism to the table. We can address it. That would be the main thing I'd like to leave. And just give us a chance. Take a look and give us a chance.
Bernie?
Yeah, I can honestly say the same thing. Just try it. To me, it's like a lot of things. The toughest thing is to get it out to people. I think once people see it, to me, this is going to hit everything. If there's avid gamblers out there, okay, we're trying to stop the gambling. This is way better than gambling for the people that play the stocks every day. Why would you not want to play something where you can see what you're investing in perform every day, other than just kind of look at it in a computer? For your everyday fans, to introduce this to your loyal, dedicated fans, to, like I say, to feel like they own a piece of their favorite team, is brilliant. So that's kind of where I would go with everything.
Thanks for joining the podcast today, guys.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right, take care.